questions to ask throughout our campaign with the confidence rising. I told WDF don't switch, good times are coming on infinity diving. Fan cams, reactions, watch alongs to the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South they flying. Keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.
Yo, big up everyone. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've recovered from the absolute madness that was said the other night. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, this is the Roy Hodgson Liverpool presser. Let me just address a few things from the other day because unfortunately, obviously, some of the fan cams weren't great. Just due to audio issues, which we'll make sure we have rectified for tomorrow. But to come out and call us out and call us spoiled. Like, listen, granted he's apologized, but big man, we've got more apologies from Roy Hodgson than home wins this season. Do you know, it's crazy. Like, everything he's saying is a madness. It's an absolute madness. You know, and I don't know what to say anymore. Like, the fans' views on Wednesday night was justified. Absolutely vexed. You saw Gay's press conference, post-match conference. He was vexed. You know what I mean? So, but listen, guys, smash the like button on the way in. Obviously, share the stream. Subscribe if you're new. And let's get into this. So, first question. And bear in mind, all of these I do try to summarize because some of the answers are long. So I do try to summarize it, guys. Right. A lot of emotion on Wednesday night. How do you reflect on the game and the aftermath? Which is a very, very good, for the first question, very, very good question. He goes, I'm distressed by it. Certainly distressed by my comments, the choice of words, which I regret. The fans have not been spoiled. They have been very patient with us during this bad period. I can understand their disappointment and frustration on Wednesday night because that's how we all felt. The fans have been so good to me and the team in almost my 5 years at the club. And I'd be devastated if they didn't think that I was appreciative of the way they are and the way they get behind the team. Unfortunately, Wednesday night was a bad occasion. Everyone came to the game with the expectation to pick up points before a difficult run of fixtures and to have that hope and expectations taken from us for two reasons. One, Bournemouth were really good and the better side. And two, we were not good enough. We are certainly going to need the fans tomorrow because Liverpool are difficult to beat home or away. And the fact that we're at home, we're going to rely on the support to get us through the game. Okay, so number one, all right, he's kind of apologized somewhat. But like I said earlier, more apologies than home wins. It's a bit mad. He's saying too much. He's literally saying a madness. Like it's crazy. And I'm sure Parish keeps knocking on his door saying, yo, retract that statement. But my question is, if a manager's saying all this stuff, how's he still in the job? If he's going against the board's wishes, how's he still there? You know? And there's a part of it that I want to get back to, because I think Roy's chucking in some subliminals. You see it? He's chucking in some subliminals, which I'll get into. Okay. Sorry, let me address the community. My bad. Big up, Henry. Can't wait to see what he comes up with this time. Oh boy, another Roy mad. It's cold. It's crazy. It is crazy. Roy needs to think before he speaks because we never know what he means and what he doesn't. He shouldn't have the job after comments like that. Facts. You know, like can I be real? I think he's trying to get himself sacked. I don't think he's enjoying himself, but I'm going to get into that because he did say something about that to an extent, a little bit on the press conference. All right, next. What do you think brought about that strong emotion after the game? Because Palace have lost games before, but the reaction was very different this time. His answer, I think it's the frustration. It's how I felt myself. There was a belief of a better performance and even a result, and to have that dash because they were better than us and we didn't perform to our high standards. So a combination of both. Can I just say something? Bournemouth weren't even good. And I'm not saying it in a disrespectful way because, listen, they've come up 2-0 winners. And you could actually say they deserve to win the game based on the chances created. But I think they created 2, maybe 3 chances. I don't think we created much at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, so for him to say they were the better side and that, it's like, please, no, just own the fact that we were rubbish and leave it as that. That's the best thing to do. You know? It's been a difficult run and now a tough set of fixtures. Do you feel you can get through these games? Now, I don't know if the reporter was talking about the team or him. But anyway, he says, we've done it so many times before. We've never had an easy ride. And there are periods when we've dropped down the league, which we never want, but never found ourselves in the relegation zone, thankfully. After such a good start, where we looked like we were going to be comfortable, to take so few points from the last 4 games against teams around us. Now, we have games where only us and the fans believe we can go into, no one giving us a chance, basically. I don't know if he thinks that we think we believe in it. As Hart says here, just here for the ride. Tomorrow, I'm at Sellers Park. I'm cheering on the boys. I'm going to be supportive, but it's just for the vibes. It's for the vibes. Hopefully, look, honestly, the next 5-6 games we got, they're difficult. So I just want to see a performance. I just want to see a bit of heart and some passion. But then I also want to see a bit of tactical nous from my manager. Like, can we show a pattern of play, please, and not just give it to Elise and hope and pray? You know what I mean? The game isn't played on paper, and the team that is supposed to win doesn't. Well, don't we know that? So that's what we take heart from, and also that this team has got fight in them to get us out of this situation. And during this period, we will get some of our players back because we've been extremely unlucky with this. Once again, he is bartering on about the fact that Eze and Decore and now Mitchell's injured. Listen, you have a squad which you are refusing to use. There are players out there like a Hamada, like França, like Ozo you can bring up. Maybe like Tayo Adaramola you can bring up. Adabomi you could bring up. There are players you could bring up to fill up the bench based on the fact that we've got injuries, but you're refusing to do so. So stop crying about the fact that we've got players to come back. We know that we've got players to come back. Do better. Do better, you know, because we're all expecting a madness tomorrow. Like, there's one of 2 things are going to happen. It's either going to be Klein or Richards left back. All right? Maybe even a shot for Gyro. You never know. But I guarantee somehow we're going to see Lerma, Hughes, and Schlupp as our midfield 3 tomorrow. Somehow. You know? I'm just kind of preparing myself for that. Boy. Art saying you won't change anything. Yeah, 100%. I agree. Question. I got to thinking, is it possible Roy has the right tactics and the players can't follow them? Or is it Roy? Because I think we will never know the answer because we aren't the players or Roy. Based on the body language against Bournemouth, we didn't know, we had no ideas. Like, the players looked confused. Like, they didn't know what to do. And that comes from the manager and the coaching staff, you know. So that says one of 2 things. They, like I said, they're confused. They didn't understand the tactics, the methods, or they've actually just stopped playing for him. It's going to be one of those 2 things. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not giving the players a free ride here or free pass because, yeah, they should be doing better. The bare minimum, just show a bit of heart and a bit of passion. You know, when the chips are down, come on, like, G each other up. Try and get the crowd back on the side. It was just flat. It was bad. And if it's getting to those stages, you need a changer. You need a change at the top. Right. So next one says you're still 7 points clear of the relegation zone. Would it be the wrong time for anyone to panic? So Roy said, well, we're certainly not panicking. We're getting on with our job. That's a question for the higher ups who might be the ones to panic. But I don't think that's the case. The chairman is an experienced man and has seen this all before. So I don't think that if there is panic, it's not being filtered down to me and the team. I think he's trying to cover his back here, the way he's wording things, saying that it's down to the board that if they're going to panic. So he's effectively saying, you won't dare sack me, even though he may want to go. Like, you're not going to dare sack me. You know what I mean? And if there is any panic, it's not being filtered down to us. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Please let me know if I'm looking into it a bit too deep. But I'm trying to gauge, like, because some of the things he's been saying recently have been like, whoa, are you trying to get yourself sacked? Like, it's a bit confusing, Cody here saying, right, but is it possible it could be a player comprehension thing? The reason why I say no is because when you look at all the away games, barring Burnley, I think, and Newcastle, to be fair, I think we've competed in quite a few of them. So they can comprehend what the manager wants them to do. But what's the reason why our home form's so bad? Because obviously beforehand we didn't have an issue defending, but we always had an issue attacking. So I don't know. I think it's the gaffer. Respectfully. So Klopp described you as an outstanding man, and what are you still? And basically, and just was like, what are you still doing? In like, obviously referring to his age and like his experience in the game. Do you feel that way yourself? So Roy said, no, not really. When the call came through to stay through another season, I didn't have any doubts about coming back. I will tell Jurgen that the decision to stay an extra year was a surprise. I was enjoying it up until a month ago, and now we're not getting many points. And he's pretty much saying that he's not enjoying it right now. He has mentioned it's due to the points. I think it could be a bit more. I generally think he's not enjoying himself. Andrew's probably feeling the same way. He was referring to the fact that obviously they started off the season really well. He got manager of the month, I think a couple of times. And obviously they've won one game in 5, But please, don't throw us in the same bracket as Ange, yeah? Let's not do that. He's just come into the league and he's made Tottenham better than what they were. We're declining. We are declining, so let's not do that. So he said, I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. I'm fearful we won't be able to win it, but I still believe we can. Why would you even say that to the press? Like, just say it's going to be a difficult game. I'm fearful we're not going to win it. Thanks for instilling some confidence. Like, you don't have to mention that. And this is what I'm saying. Some of the things he's coming out with, he doesn't need to say. The media thing with Eze, he doesn't need to say it. It's just too much information. It is crazy. Right. The next couple bits are on what do you call it? Are on player like injuries and stuff. So he says, so the Lex Mitchell, he's injured. So Mitchell is injured. He's not playing tomorrow. Another one we've lost due to our squad size. Losing 3 key players is a huge blow. Well, use the youth. It's a hip injury. This game is too soon. He could be considered for the next game. So hopefully he'll be back for the City game. We'll just have to wait and see. Regarding Eze, oh boy, this ain't good. Nothing has changed since I last reported on him. And obviously he was talking about Eze wanting to come back on the pitch. The medical staff are saying, no, don't rush yourself back and all of this. He's still continuing his rehab and wants to come back as soon as he can. He also mentioned that Eze is still in the boot. Because if he's still in the boot, he ain't training anytime soon. He's not, if he's still in the boot. And then lastly, obviously, with Michael Elise, we have to make a decision on him based on his workload. The sports science department have said we have to be careful with him. And it's basically saying that, listen, he's come back from injury. He started every game since he's come back, apart from the Everton game where he came off the bench. And we're literally giving him the ball and saying, Michael, do us a favor. So his workload's just a bit mad. So I can see why the sports science team are saying, yo, listen, we need to be easy with him because he's just come back. But at the same time, he's literally our own spark. So he has to play. He has to play. If you have to bring him off after what I've fed, so be it. But he has to play. Couple more things. Liverpool on the road haven't been as favourable. And Roy says, I didn't know that, so thank you. I expect them to play well and win games. It's good to know there's a chink, but it's hard to know where that problem is. We've studied them, and they are at the top for a reason, because obviously Liverpool are doing very well as it stands in the league. Lastly, were the players frustrated on Wednesday? And Roy's answer was, they were. More so that we couldn't play well, not based on their determination. The bad feeling from the game should lead to a more determined performance. I believe this team will continue to do the right things and continue to fight for every point. I don't doubt that the players are going to fight. I think another thing he needs to go and give Mark Gay the captain's armband, take it off Joe Ward. And he needs to trust players like Ahamada and Francis and give him a chance, because his so-called seasoned veterans, who he relies on every week, are letting him down. And then the one time that the youngsters come on, you want to call them out. On that note, actually, sorry, before I forgot, so based on what do you call it? From the Athletic, I believe it was. Give me 2 secs. I've got this up somewhere. Yeah, so according to the Athletic, after the Bournemouth defeat, Hodgson told his players that the expectations placed on them should be put into context. They are good enough to finish mid-table in the Premier League, but aren't an elite team. What's wrong with him? What is wrong with him? Seriously. We, as a fan base, look, granted, we're not saying go to Europe. But you can't be calling us a mid-table side. We need to be pushing them for more. So to tell them to put this into context is basically say, curb your expectations. We're a mid-table side, and that's it. If that's what the ambition of the club, which we clearly are, it clearly is because we don't want to spend money, then the board needs to go and Roy needs to go. Because we need someone in there who actually believes and says, yo, we need to push on. Any way, shape, or form. Remember that great old saying, we're going to take this club to the next level? Well, I tell you what, at this current rate, if things go the way they're going on and we don't invest in January, that next level, no one said it has to be up. It could be even the next level down. It could be the Championship. So we've got to be careful. Granted, yes, it's easy to say there are teams that are worse than us. But that doesn't mean nothing if we're not performing ourselves. That simple. So for him to go and say that is madness. Absolutely madness. On the other side, though, there's been lots of rumours, not only that Cooper could get sacked if he loses this weekend, but there's rumours about the fact that we're talking to Lopetegui. And I'll take him. I will take him. I feel he was trying to cook something at Wolves, but there was a proper massive issue regarding investment at Wolves. But that's also the same reason why I don't know if Lopetegui will come to us, because we don't spend money. We don't spend. So yes, it's all going to be a waiting game with the managerial appointments. But I think there could be a domino effect from this weekend with the managers. I think Heckingbottom's the only one that's gone so far, and Wilder's come in. I think there might be another casualty this weekend. Let's go through the last few comments and we'll wrap up. Wow, way to have faith in the player. Listen, he's not said anything that's instilling confidence at all. He's literally throwing the players under the bus and you're not an ish. It's crazy. We sit back too much, Rich. Look at Anderson, for example. He completely stopped pinning long balls. That's Roy fault. Yeah, exactly that. Before, we used to have a way of playing. We'll play it along the back, so Anderson to Gay, maybe go to Mitchell, go back to Gay. Basically, it's all to just set a trap so that Anderson can do that long diagonal. We did a lot under Vieira, and that was all obviously to Zaha, you know, and we tried to do a bit of it this season, where we were all screaming at Schlapp, hold the weight for Mitchell, get up. You know what I mean? I don't think he's played that pass in the last 3-4 games. That diagonal. That used to be his bread and butter, you know. If Ray doesn't think we'll win, play the youngsters. He has no excuse after that. No, 100%. And this is what I'm saying. He won't play the youngsters though, because he's scared. He's scared. But then he'll go and call them out. It's complete madness. I think Vieira's way of play was still fresh at the start of the season. Now the players are changing to Roy's way of play that could be affecting the players and changing them. Yeah. Funny enough, Patrick from Back in the Nest said the exact same thing. Like, obviously, Roy came in and there was still the element of Vieira's playing it. We're now fully in Roybal right now. As it stands, we are completely in Roybal, where we're just playing banks. 2 defensive lines of 4 or 3, and just hope we can nick something. That's literally how we're playing. Now, granted, against the teams we're coming up against, it may be that's how we're going to have to play if we're going to try and get any points. But the games we just played, like the Bournemouth, the Lutons, the Evertons, Forest, the Fulhams, those sort of games, we should have been going out for it. And that's where I think the frustration lies, that we didn't actually go and attack those games. Big up to Northampton Eagle. It says, do you think it all changed with Ray since he was out being ill? Do you think that got to him? You know what? Someone else mentioned that the other day. It's a great point because it literally made him go very negative. Yeah, so it's a great observation, you know. You know, because you got to think, 76 years old, he had to spend that time. I think it was at the Villa game he was ill. Yeah, then since then we've been poor actually. Yeah, so you've got a shout there, you know. Maybe he's not as active, or I don't know what it is, but there could be a what's the word? Correlation there between the two. Cody said Francis needs to play or even start, and Hamada needs to play or start. Yeah, 100%. Even if they play half an hour, you know. But you know what's good? You know what this is a joke is going to be. Yeah, I guarantee they're going to start getting minutes now against the Liverpools, the Man Cities, the Chelseas, the Brightons, you know, the Brentfords, and Roy's going to use that as an excuse to say, see, they're not good enough. Wait, shouldn't you have played them against the teams around us that we should be beating? And now you're going to chuck them against the better teams in the league. Think about it. Like I think he's used it as a way to, you know, throw him under the bus. Hey, big up Chris, Leicester till I die. Listen, in Nacho, I'm telling you, maybe in January. I don't think he's signed a new deal yet, but let us know in the chat. Hope you're doing good. And yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you very much. You lot are doing a great job. You lot will be back up next season. You know, you lot will be back. 0 for motivational speech from what? Yeah, instilling no confidence whatsoever. We need to bring out Mafarid, Marsh, and Ramola and Ozo and the rest our players because obviously Roy knows we can't win anyways. Give his starting 11 a wake up call. He just needs to make a few tweaks. You know, I would love to see Ramola start tomorrow. A natural left back. Actually, let me see if the 21s are playing tomorrow. Because I'm not for this Klein project. And you know what? In saying that, Salah doesn't normally track back. So if Teo then bombs forward, unless they get one of their midfielders to cover, like we might get a bit of joy. Maybe. Me, I'm just kind of thinking ahead. I'm thinking out loud. Matches, 21s. No, so the next game is Monday. So please, bring Teo into the squad. Maybe even start him. Like, just have a natural left back. Because Klein against Salah, it's going to be peak. No, we are not happy. We are not happy, Chris. You won't get relegated this season. There are 3 teams. But that's the problem, though, Chris. Like, why is it that we're staying up because there's 3 teams worse than us, not the fact that we're doing anything ourselves? Do you understand? And that's the frustration. We're at a standstill, you know, at a complete standstill. And that starts from the board. The board needed to invest more. Vieira would never say that, but we couldn't be patient with the poor guy. Yeah, I mean, Vieira's one was more like initially talking about being more consistent and we can't finish and stuff. But the way he said it wasn't like how Hodgson saying it. He was saying it like crazy. You know, granted, obviously, there's things behind the scenes apparently with Vieira that the players didn't like, and you know, I guess I can see why he got the sack. But yeah, listen, hey, you got to be consistent with it. Roy's doing the madness too. Just saying, he should be gone. Big up Michael. It says France 26 million, Henderson 20, and for what? Yeah, to watch an out of shape old schlub play every minute of every game. It's crazy. It's great. The Henderson one confuses the living daylights out of me. You know, we could have used that to buy a right back and a striker, or a left winger and a striker, or something like. We could have revisited the Henderson deal next season. You know, if Johnston really, because Johnston's going to sign a new deal anyway. But don't worry, Johnston. Listen, you've been a bit ropey lately. Like, come on, we need you back in good form. You know, it's amazing the club has done all this talk about the academy and did a documentary on it, and we don't even use them. It makes no sense. If I was a young player, I would keep away from the club. And this is why I don't understand why Roy hasn't gone, because we're not using our academy. So we need a manager who's going to buy into the academy philosophy. Yes, I understand this is a transitional year and we need to just stabilize. Listen, we might be stabilizing in the championship at this rate. We need to trust our youth. We just need to do it. He's not signed yet, but he's off to AFCON in Jan, so who knows? Okay, so obviously Iheanacho will be a free transfer next summer. So obviously from January, I think clubs can try and do that. You know, when they sign them early for the summer and whatnot. Michael saying here, oh gosh, Klein versus Salah. Oh my days. Trauma. Amar Dedic is a right back that's 20 years old that we need to go for from Salzburg. He's a cheap talent that we could pick up. We won't play him. We'll still be Ward. And this is the annoying bit. There's talent out there. There is talent out there. I don't think we're going to give him a chance. It's a joke. We are the first worst team in the league at the moment. Yeah, we're in terrible. We're dreadful. It's only fortunate that it's Sheffield United and Burnley that are just worse than us. We are terrible. You know, and it's not going to get any better in the next 6 games. And Roy could play Schlupp as a left back and start France. He's not even good there. Schlupp ain't even good there. So I don't know what we're going to do. Listen, guys, rest up. Enjoy your evening. I am out of here. I need to have a good night's sleep and I am going to try and be positive. I'm going to enjoy the fact that obviously Liverpool coming down to Selhurst Park. Yeah, boy. This is mad. Cody's last comment there saying that we're as bad as Norwich City, but at least we're winning. And big up to you, Michael. Thanks for jumping in. Subscribe if you're new. Share the channel. Like the stream, guys. We'll be back. You'll see the fan cams. Hopefully with our audio sorted out. That's massive apologies from us. So yeah, if you're at Selhurst Park, come and find us. It's a nice early kickoff, so hopefully you don't have to rush off. Actually, no, the trains are a mess, aren't they? Oh, this country. Anyway, we are outside the fan zone, within the fan cam. So if you want to come and share your thoughts after the Liverpool game, feel free. And I think this is a way that we can sign out. Listen, guys, I appreciate you all. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you in a bit. Eagles.